Ravager launchers are great. They can launch you ridiculous distances. And I just came up with a new design for one. And it's actually much easier and cheaper than the other design I made. So, it's become easier for me to understand how Ravager launchers work. And here are the basic mechanics of it. So, I'll be honest, I'm not a Mojang coder. I don't know the intricate details of how Ravagers work. However, from what I can tell, the closer you are to the middle of the Ravager, the farther launched you get. So, in this case, I would get launched very far because I'm very close to the middle of the Ravager. But in this case, I'm actually kind of far from the middle of the Ravager, comparatively at least. It's a very small difference, but it makes a huge difference in distance, trust me. And basically, that just means that I just don't get launched as far. So I've created a new design that, first of all, it doesn't need this ridiculous, massive 98 block long strip. First of all, it doesn't need this. It still shoots you slightly diagonally, but it's nowhere near as bad as this one was. And it's also very small, and you can make it out of pretty darn cheap materials. All you need is a Ravager, and that's the really hard part, a minecart, a stair, some slabs, some non-spawnable block, 2 trapdoors, and a wall, and that is it. Oh, and a shield, but that's only if you want to use it. Okay, so this is a bit of a weird design. So, first of all, you need to get a Ravager, of course, and you need to get it into a minecart and give it a name tag so it doesn't despawn. Or, I don't even know if they do. I don't think they do despawn, but give it a name tag just in case, or look up if they despawn. The way to get it the closest possible to the player is you need to get it so that it exactly hits half a block. It's very hard to see, but the staircase has exactly 8 pixels going up from the this bit of the staircase is exactly 8 pixels, which is the exact perfect distance to make it basically work. It wouldn't work if it was any fewer pixels or any more. So this design, it needs a staircase. I think there might be 1 or 2 other blocks that would work too, but staircases are by far the easiest to use. So what you need to do is you need to get a minecart, and you need to perfectly align it so that, here's how you do it. So if you imagine for me for a moment that there's a Ravager in this minecart, the minecart travels perfectly and aligns itself. And you're going to need a powered rail. Basically, you only really need to pay attention. This is the best design for it. It's something a little like this. It shoots the minecart, and it aligns perfectly. It's very simple. And all you need is a powered rail, a lever, or some other thing. A button works too, anything like that. 2 blocks, a staircase, and a block. And then that perfectly aligns the Ravager so that it's sitting in the exact right spot. Now, this is a bit of a weird thing that you need to do, but you actually need, before you shoot your Ravager with the minecart, you're going to need to make this structure, okay? So, imagine that this Ravager is in here. So, you're going to need to place glass blocks in an L shape. Now, basically what you can do with this is, you need to make an L shape like this, and the stair is 1 block, there's 1 block of air between the corner block of the L and the stair. So you got the L shape. Then you want to make a 3 block tall wall shaped like this. Or 2 block tall wall shaped like this. And you want to make a little wall here. This is just to make sure you don't get knocked off while the Ravager is hitting you. Now once you got your L, you want to add 2 half slabs like this. And a wall here. Now you can put in your Ravager. After that, place a trapdoor here, and a trapdoor here. And some glass alongside this way, like a wall. This is just to make sure that So so if I break these two and then go into survival mode real quick. So, oh, okay, well, that was not what I meant to do, but, as you can see, I've been experimenting a lot. Okay. Okay, so if I go into survival mode real quick, and you can see the Ravager, if I hold up my shield, it can hit me off, so you want to have that wall there. If you don't, it can easily hit you off, and that is not a good thing if you want to survive for any amount of time. That is a big fall if you build it at the right height. So now here's how you use the Ravager Launcher. First of all, empty out everything in your inventory. This is just for the test. Empty out everything in your inventory. Press F3. Okay. You're going to want to have everything in your inventory has to be empty except for one shield. And now what you do is you go into game mode. Sorry. When I was testing, I had to have creative mode like this because I would just constantly need to head back here, and I can't really do it in survival without teleporting. But you know, it's just simpler and creative. So what you want to do is hold up your shield, and the Ravager will bonk it, and it'll look. Boom. Okay, so now you're gonna land, and I placed this water here just to be safe, but normally there wouldn't be water here. So you're gonna want to. So normally you would die, and then it would go here. I'll just. Okay, so you die, and now what you need to do is you need to look. What are my chords exactly? So for me, it's 193, 833. That's what they are for me. And now I go to. So now I would go to 193, 833 in like survival, and I would place some water there. So that way, if I come flying in, I don't die from fall damage. So it makes it so that I can fly completely safely. It also works with hay bales if you're in the Nether. This thing should work in the Nether. I don't know why it wouldn't. Nothing here works differently in the Nether, aside from, as far as I know. Hay bales or slime blocks. You're going to want to work with hay bales or slime blocks if you are going to build one of these in the Nether. In the Nether, so this thing shoots you really far, okay? So, give me one moment. So, if you... So, there's one problem with it. And that is, notice how the X is at 237, right? So normally you would want it to stay at 237. However, there is a problem. If I change my game to survival real quick. Okay. Okay, head shake, head shake. Oh, well, okay. Well, the thing is, it doesn't stay at 237. It's actually off by about 44 blocks. So, it's unfortunate, but the only way I can think of fixing it would be to create something really, really big and ugly. And I'll show you why that is. Okay, so the reason why this is a problem is if you walk, so in an ideal world there would be a block that would see that, notice the X chord, right? In an ideal world there would be a block that said, where when you stood next to it, it would say 237.500. And the closest we can get to that in the game right now is a trapdoor. But that's still only 488. So that's still relatively far off. So what's happening here is the Ravager is launching you, and you're rubbing up against the trapdoor, and it's actually launching you very slightly this way, very slightly this direction, which is why that happens. Now, you can use this to your advantage. For example, if you make this mirrored on the other side, and instead place the trapdoor on this side, then you'll get shot off in that direction slightly. So you can actually use this to your advantage. However, it could be seen as undesirable. And unless we can somehow figure out a way to like make it so that you're perfectly aligned at 500, like if I try this real quick. If you're very perfectly aligned at 500, if I was aligned right here, I would fly perfectly straight. But that just isn't feasible right now, unfortunately. It's just not gonna happen, really. I can't think of a single way that would work. So we're just gonna have to. So if you don't want to build something ridiculously ugly like a 98 block long line, I can't really think of a way to fix that, unfortunately. Sorry. There's just no real way. But other than that, there's no real problems with this. It shoots you from 130. In my case, it shoots me from 130 to 833. So it shoots you just over 700 blocks. Which is pretty great. In the Nether, that's, of course, 5,600 blocks, traveled in about 10 seconds. So, doing the math there, that's 560 blocks a second, which is slightly faster than going on blue ice. And that's pretty great. So, this is, technically speaking, the fastest way of traveling in Minecraft right now. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thanks for watching.